Right, it's snowing outside, winter's coming, so this is like, I've been to my butcher's, Kirk's, look, my local butcher's, quality meat on the high street.
Oh yeah.
I'll remove the bag out of the way though, just because it's getting in my way. Hang on, leave it there, it's a busy place, whatever. So, what I'm doing is I've gone in there, look, and this is the beauty of butchers, seriously, this is why you need to butchers and not supermarkets, because they've always got it. They just go in the freezer and come out and get it for you. So what I've got here, look, is this is lamb. I've got a lamb shank, and I'll go back to that in a second. Put that there. That's what I wanted the bag for, actually. Put this there. So this is.
You can see Spider-Man's in the house, everybody.
Oh yeah, Spider-Man is in the house. Let me just roll my sleeves up, Joe, because this is like busy time.
Spidey work.
Spidey work. You crack me up. This is neck of lamb. Now this is a cheap cut, but this is like going to go great in a casserole, stuff like this. This is good stuff.
Quite a bit of meat on it as well.
Yes, even it's just one bone through the middle, look. Through the middle of it all. But this is neck of lamb. It's perfect. So, and it is a cheap cut. But then what I've got is I've got myself a lamb shank as well. Also, I'm going to bone this out. So I've got the meat because it's the collagen in this cut of meat. You know, in the leg of lamb, as it were. The collagen, it just goes well in the casserole. It's what you need in the casserole as well. It just does a bit of some magic. Anyway, so it's lamb, as you might have guessed, and what we're going to use is, it should be a couple of onions, but I've only got one left in the cupboard, so I'll go with some shallots. I've got some shallots. It's the same thing. I've got a potato, already peeled that, 4 cloves of garlic, some bay leaves, thyme, fresh thyme, obviously salt, pepper. I'm going to put a bit of red wine in it, some Worcester sauce and some flour.
And some beef stock.
Oh, beef stock as well.
We've just been warming that up.
So, right, in the interest of keeping the video short, I'll chop these up. I'm just gonna dice these, obviously peel them, and I'll come back to you in a sec then when I've done that. Right, okay. Right, so first of all, I forgot, before I start prepping all this, what I'm going to do is potato, look, I've just got one of these. I'm going to use the crinkled side and slice myself some potatoes. So I'll get on with doing this so you can see what I'm doing, and I'll come back in a second with them. Right, my crinkle cut ones was turning out a little bit thin. I mean, that's a good one. So what I've done is I have cut them straight. So, and what I'm going to do is, I've done it before without doing this. This is the first time I've tried this, but there's a reason behind it. I'll show you in a second. I'm just going to pop these in the oven for a few minutes while I prep the vegetables, just to dry them out a touch. So I'll do that, and all will be revealed shortly anyway. So I'll come back to you soon. Right, so I've took the bone off my lamb shank and excess skin and fat and stuff like that. It's just the skin basically. So I'm left with this. So I'm literally just gonna chop this up into chunks and put it on there. So back in a sec. Right, so I've got 75 grams of butter chopped up here. I eat a little oil in the pan. So what I'm going to do is just throw some butter, chuck some butter in there. Yeah, that's plenty I think at that. So I'll leave that there. Put that back on the heat. Right, so back to my lamb now. So my next lamb. What I need to do is season these. So I'm going to pepper them. Tune. There's always good tunes on doing my video, isn't there? And imagine you wanna hide, but I never knew what I wanted till I looked into your eyes, and it lingered so long, what I'm looking for inside. So, anyway, stop singing. Please don't let me go. It's a tune, this is though. Please don't let me salt them. Darling, no, 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 no. Turn them over, do the other side quickly. Quickly salt and pepper these. Some salt. Sea salt this is, by the way.
Yeah, season.
Oh yeah, I need to do the other lamb over here. is on your mind, go. Baby, please stop wrong. Oh. So anyway, so I've given that a good seasoning. Till I looked into your eyes. So am I in this alone? Right, so I've got my butter melted in there now. And what I want to do is I'm going to sear the lamb, basically. So sear the lamb in the butter. Just about fit these in, I think, guys. Get them in there, leave them searing, it's on full. Right, so get some tongs out, turn them over in a minute, I'll come back in a second and keep the video short. So the idea is just to get a bit of colour onto the lamb, sear it, just sear it, and then when that's happened, take the lamb out, just put it on the side, on a plate, a minute. I'll just do this and I'll come back to you in a second. Right, so I've seared the lamb, the chunks as well, got a bit of colour on it, blah blah blah. I've got all this flavour in there, the lamb, the butter and the oil. So back onto there, same pan with all of that in there. And then what I want to do is add the onions and the garlic, and then I'm going to literally leave them to cook for, well, sweat down for about 10 minutes, just till they start to go golden around the edges, the onions and the shallots. So I'll get on with doing that and I'll come back to you shortly. Right, so the onions are in and on, so I just want to add a little bit more butter to that as well, just to make sure they don't dry out. So in with some butter, plenty butter, and like I say, I'll let these sweat down for a little bit for 10 minutes. I'll come back soon. Right, so my onions are like getting a bit brown now. Look, it's nice, sweat down, nice. So what I want to do now is go 2 tablespoons full of flour.
Plain flour.
Plain flour. Thank you, Jones. So 2 tablespoons full of that. And then what I'm going to do is just give that a stir in, maybe even a whisk in. See how it goes. Stir that into the onions. So that's that. Then we want to go from there. I'm going to add to this some red wine before adding to it my stock. So I've got some red wine here now. Let's turn this up. We've got to cook off the alcohol. So I put in Joe's about half a bottle or something.
Yeah, half a small bottle, about 75ml.
One more bit there. Stir that into there. See, obviously that's going to make the flour go absolutely thick, so I think what we'll do is we'll put what we're putting in it, and then I'll add the stock as well. Oh, sorry about that.
It's a litre of beef stock.
I'm just going to go and touch that just in case I can't fit it all in the casserole pan. And then basically want to bring that back to the boil, and it will start to thicken with the flour, no doubt.
Worcester sauce?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I need to add the Worcester sauce. I'm going to go with 2 tablespoons full of Worcester sauce, 2 good tablespoons full. It's cool. Then the one I've got a couple of bay leaves. They broke up a little bit in bits, but chuck them in as well. Put them off the side, in you go. And then what I want to do is I want to get some fresh thyme. I'll chop that in. Just use some scissors just to cut that in. Some thyme in there as well. I'll go a little bit more. What?
Oops, I dropped the camera for a second.
Freak me out. I wonder what you've done. So I'm going
Apologies, viewers.
a little bit more time. So thyme bay leaves are in there now. I'll just let that come back to the boil. I'm just going to keep stirring it though, and I'll be back to you in a second. Right, so this has got like fairly reasonably thick now. It's boiling away. Sorry about steam. What can I do? So what I'm going to do from there is I'm going to add back to that the lamb, the pieces of lamb, you know, off the lamb shank and the juices. Chuck that in. I would throw the neck in as well, but I'm not going to be able to stir it all around brilliantly. So
We're going to transfer it to a casserole dish in a minute for ovening.
I would like to do it in this, but
It's just too big.
it's just too big for what I'm going to do. You'll see. But
We've got a lid.
The other one might be too small, but we'll see.
Working them out.
Right, so what I'm doing is I'm just getting my casserole dish. It might fit, might not. We'll see.
Trial and error.
Yeah, so I'm putting in my neck of lamb, and obviously I've got all this stuff in here. So it'd be ideal if it was in a one pot. You know, to do it in one pot. This would be,
Start to finish.
Yeah.
It's got all your flavours.
but sorry. Anyway, so I'm going to start to tip all that mixture in there now.
Ooh, look how nice it looks.
It does look good. Got last couple of necks in there. Again, just carry on, and hopefully we'll fit it all in. Oh yes.
Oh, lovely. Look at that. Perfecto.
It is nice looking. It's nice tasting as well, to be honest with you. It's a simple recipe, but so get all that out of there. Then what I want to do at this point is put some more salt and pepper. Could have salt and peppered it while it was in there. It would have been easier, better, and to mix it. But we've got a confession to make, Joe, don't we? Let's confess.
We've been eating some cake that
We've been
we
eating the
made the other
cake.
day on the video.
That's why she's dropping the camera and I'm forgetting the ingredients, and you know how it is, people. Real world, real cooking, real people, eh?
Real world problems.
So anyway, which way? No way. So that's reasonably thick now, look, and it's, you know, got the onions in there. It's nice. So do that a little stir like that. Now, so we're at this point. I've got more beef stock. I can't fit it. I just can't fit it all in. I mean, it should require. I can't remember how we did it last time. I probably might have done it in that purely because I'm showing you guys.
Doing it in a glass dish.
Yeah, doing it in a glass dish because of this now. So, right, so we're at that stage. That'll be reasonably nice and thick. Right, I'll just fetch the potatoes. Actually, I shouldn't have done that with the beef stock just now. So, I've got these potatoes, if you remember from the start. I just... Did I spill those there? Sorry, Jones. So anyway, I put these in the oven, didn't I? Just to remove a bit of the water. And then what I want to do now is go all around the top of this with them. So I'll just do that, and I'll come back to you in a sec. So we just keep on placing these bits of potatoes around.
Lovely jubbly.
And everything will be good. So we'll just do that. Stick one in the middle. And now we take some. I need the brush.
Got it here?
I got it all sorted. Thank you, Jada. So now we just take a bit of the butter that's left, melted butter, look, and we brush the potatoes. So send them to get nice and crispy, and then we're going to put into the oven on 180 degrees for about an hour and a half, and we'll see how it's looking after then.
Really beautiful.
And that's that. Maybe 2 hours, but it's casserole, so don't really matter that much. So just brush all this anyway, like I say, and get back to you soon, guys.
Bye.
So this has had a couple of hours now. A nice potato crust on it. I'm going to dish this up now, dinner time, and I'll come back to you when it's kind of on the plate. Go for it. Right. What else do you want, Jess?
Some Yorkshires. Just plating up. Another big dinner, as you can see. We don't do small dinners here. We do chips with Yorkshire puddings and gravy though. Which is not normal.
No, this is what I'm talking about. It's very normal, Jode.
For you.
Yeah, look. That's beautiful. Need more meat, Jodie, on there?
I'm good.
You sure you're good?
Yeah, I'm perfect.
I'm going to go with another spoonful on mine, definitely. What?
Oh, look.
That's better. Do you need enough gravy?
Yeah, please, I'm a Yorkshire. Does look delightful.
The bats?
Some of Yorkshires. Yeah. Beautiful.
On gravy on the veg?
Yeah. It's fine. I'm good with that.
Has it got enough gravy on there?
Yeah, it's nice.
Right, so what I've done was I took off, oh, come on this side up. I took off the potato topping just to ease the dishing up. So then now,
Gonna go back on.
sorry Jodie, you want this big one, yeah?
Yeah.
So you can see how thick the potatoes is. Look, oh, there's different potato slices. Can you get that?
Yeah, it's good.
And obviously they all taste. What bet you want it? Oh yeah.
Wherever, in the middle.
Wrong dinner.
Middle
Straight
it.
on there.
Yeah. He was about to put it though, didn't it? Then how rude.
Yeah. And they taste ever so peppery and nice. The potatoes do.
Well seasoned.
Yeah, because it's because of that all this. Anyway, so there you go. That's a Lancashire even lamb hot pot.
Very winter warmer.
I'm going to put this back on there for. Can you move that?
For next time.
Yeah, I'll just put that on there for.
Tomorrow days.
Yeah, I'll add some more into that tomorrow and do something else with it.
Alright, we're going to go and eat now, people.
Bye now.
Bye.